Hello, my name is Jonathan Hop. I'm the author of the So You Want to Play Go series, and this is 10 Minute Go. Number 3, we're going to talk about more life and death. So I guess with all 10 Minute Go, I'm going to start the timer right now. Okay, so remember in Go, the entire point of the game is to surround territory. The name of the game is Wei Qi in Chinese, which means encircling game. All right, so what does this have to do with the two eyes stuff? Why did you start off the series with talking about life and death? I did because that's basically the game. The entire point of Go is to make enough territory to surround intersections of the board so that your opponent cannot make two eyes in that space. So, for example, we can go ahead and say these three black stones have this much territory, right? They're surrounding these empty points towards the edge of the board. White can't make two eyes in here even if he invades. So this territory here is black's. This is a key concept to understand when you're first starting the game, so you know when the game ends. You know how many points your opponent has, how many points you have. It makes the game a lot easier if you kind of get this concept that territory is the intersection of space on the board where your opponent can't take them away from you. All right, so we're going to talk about two eyes. Specifically, we're going to talk about false eyes. All right, eyes that look like eyes but are not really eyes. So if we go back to, well, let me bring it up here. Okay, we go back to one of our earlier um, shapes. Here we go. So for this shape, all right, we talked about making eyes, right? So when our stones are utterly and completely surrounded, so white, I mean, it's pretty clear. Black's not going anywhere, right? Right? White is a solid wall of doom. So Black has got to make two eyes. He's got to make it so that he can make sure that his group does not get captured, and that's by using the rules of the game. Remember, we can't place a stone where we'll automatically lose all liberties and die. So if Black plays here, then White can't play at e6 because that's an illegal move, and White cannot play at e4 because that's an illegal move. Therefore, this black group will never be lowered to zero liberties and therefore will never be captured. Conversely, if White plays here, now it is impossible with a capital I, for Black to resist being captured. Black is captured. All of these stones, all of them, are now in White's possession without playing the rest of the moves. It doesn't matter. Black only has two moves here, right? He can play this or he can play this. There's nothing else. There's literally nothing else you can play at all. These are the only two options. Black plays this, White takes. Black plays this, White takes. Since they're all the moves basically end in Black dies, then Black is dead and there's no more need to play any additional moves. It's one big thing for beginners to kind of understand. Once it's dead, it died. Alright? So, with that having been said, however, we can look at some more shapes and we can kind of see the same idea, that two-eyed shape. So, for example, Black plays here, then H9 is an illegal move for White, and J8 is an illegal move for White, therefore Black's alive. And if White takes the vital point, that living spot, that really important point that we really want to go to with all our being, then Black is captured. There is no need to play any further moves. Okay, no more moves are needed because this group is dead now. DEAD, dead. Nothing to say more about it. All right. But sometimes we can have a group that has false eyes. They look like real eyes, but they're not really eyes. All right. And here's how you can. Here's the rule of thumb. If you have like an eye shape, right? It looks like a flower here. Four stones, right? It makes an eye. If your opponent can put control two of these spaces, any two. It could be A and C. It could be A and D. It could be C and B. It could be A and B. If he can control two of these points simultaneously, meaning that you can't capture a stone. If he can put a stone down any one of these 2 points, and you can't kill this stone, you can't kill that stone, then this point right inside is a false eye. Okay, it's not a real eye. It looks like a real eye, but it's not. Here's what I mean by that. All right, let's look at the bottom. All right, let's look at these guys right here. Okay, now black's got one eye here. F1 is an eye. All right, this is a space white cannot play in here. Right, it is not legal for white to play in here. White can't play in D1 either, so it looks like we have two eyes. It looks really close to a two-eyed shape, but it's not. If white plays, white will Atari at C2. Now C1 only has one liberty, correct? Let me ask you a question. Is D1 an illegal move for white? No. Once white plays D1, He captures a C1 stone and makes that one extra liberty here, right? There's that liberty that we were talking about. So this is a false eye. So it looks like black's dead because he only has one eye and a false eye. Eventually, say white takes. Black can't take immediately back because it's a ko, but white captures. This is all inevitable. Once white played here, black is dead. It's inevitable. There are no other moves. He's dead. So what that means is this is the vital point. If black plays here, then black's alive. All right? D1 is an illegal move. F1 is an illegal move. There is no means by which white can lower black to 0 liberties. Therefore, black's alive. Now, if we look at this shape from the beginning, do you see how white was able to control this point? So if we go back to our shape, look how white got, see how white got A? And now it wasn't an I anymore. All right? Now, sometimes we may have to get rid of a stone in order to make a false eye. So for example, let's look at the black group at the top. It looks like it has 4 points of territory, right? Well, this group is actually not doing so well. If white plays this move, this looks crazy, doesn't it? Like, wait a second. White only has 1 liberty left at G9. White put himself in Atari. What are you doing? What's happening? Black will take. Okay, let's take a close look at black. Black has 1 eye around here, correct? But is this F9 a real eye? White controls this stone right here, right? Atari, you have to fill in. 1 eye, that's it. Either black takes, white captures everything. Again, this is inevitable. The second white played this, it means that these black stones were captured and they're pretty much done for. Alright, so you gotta watch out for these false eyes because they look like real eyes, but they're not. Let's do a couple more practice problems. Let's look at the top part. Okay? Now, this is another case where it's a vital point. If one person gets to it, black lives. If white gets to it, then black dies. Now, this is an eye and this is an eye. Well, we got to figure out what point is missing. All right. So let's say white plays here. Wait a sec. It's double Atari. These 3 stones only have 1 liberty, and since it's basically a symmetrical position, right? These 3 stones also only have 1 liberty. If we fill them in, everything gets captured. So really, there's no reason to play the rest of the moves. Once white plays here, this is a false eye, and this is a false eye. They're 2 false eyes, so black is dead. Conversely, oops, let's go forward. Conversely, black plays here, black's alive. D9 is an illegal move. F9 is an illegal move. Because black cannot be lowered to 0 liberties, he's therefore alive. You gotta watch out though, make sure that it actually is a real fake eye. So sometimes people will say, "Oh, I think I got it. I think I know this shape." Let's look at the bottom here. So what happens when white plays this? Oh, then black's dead, right? No. Black connects, and now he has 2 eyes. 1 eye here and 1 eye here. Even if white tries sneaky stuff, like a tarring from the inside. White plays G1. Black defends at H2. D1's an illegal move. F1's an illegal move. One big beginner mistake is to take. Oh, Atari a stone, now I capture it. Not always. Just because you take a stone doesn't mean it's a good move. Now, how will white make black into a false eye? Remember, we're looking for these diagonal points. So here's the eye, and we're looking at the 4 diagonal points. Oh, wait a second, we're at the edge of the board, so we don't have that anymore. So if I can't take this one, so I'm going to take this one. Oops. Real eye, fake eye. Even if black connects, it's the Atari, right? So this 1 stone here only has 1 liberty left. Even if he protects the Atari, everything is dead, right? So that's where these fake eyes come into play. So you gotta go back and remember the shape. Okay, remember your eye shape and look towards the corners A, B, C, and D. Okay, if white can control 2 of these points simultaneously, then it is not a real eye, even though it looks like one, and you can be in really big trouble, right? All right, last one. Let's see if you can figure this one out. Pause the video for a moment and think about it. Where should white play to capture all the black stones? Okay, well, we have 1 real eye here, so there's nothing we can do here, right? So we really only have 3 options left. We have here, here, and here. If white plays here and black takes, then F9 is not a real eye because when white plays here, E9 is an Atari. Connect, death. Conversely, if black were to play here, g9 is an illegal move and j9 is an illegal move. Black's alive. Well, I hope you learned something about false eyes. Remember the diagonal points are the rule of thumb. And I hope you enjoyed this 10-minute Go lesson. I'll see you next time.